Okay, here's going to be a review of the setups I had on my chart for today, June 28th. First of all, was looking for resistance here at 144.5, which ended up working out fairly well here off of the opening, getting some 144 puts at 94, took half off at 125, trailed the rest out as it started to come back up at 103. Overall, it was a very good trade there on the open. From that point on, I was on the inclination to go ahead and just wait. However, put in an inside bar right here, indecision candle, broke below, got in some 144 puts, rode those down for almost another 30% gain, and trailed out the second half at 124. So overall, beginning hour of the day worked out very well for me. If you don't trade the open, just practice. That's all it takes. Don't be afraid of it. Third trade up here did come into the 8-period exponential moving average. At the time was around 145.30. Uh, got a little bit of resistance here, held a little bit too long, and did not work out for me as I ended up taking a small loss there. From that point on was simply just sit and wait and hit my next resistance up here at 146 and got in some 146 puts, 87, got out of $1, so not a huge gain there. Just saw some buyers on the tape and went ahead, took the profits that were there and let it do its thing. Later on in the day, really nothing to do. As you can see, this trend line that I did have drawn there, 146, did end up holding as a fairly significant level of resistance, and I will leave that on my chart for the time being. Now, this was the trade plan that I had on the chart for today. It's something I'm doing every day. I'm not just going to come out and say a couple hours later, oh, by the way, I was in calls and made money. That's just not how trading works. Okay, so going forward tomorrow, it did put in a green hammer candle, which is one of the setups I do focus on. However, I'm going to go against that plan at the moment and simply sit and wait for resistance up here around 147.5. If price action does gap up over this level, I will be happy to go ahead and flip my position, use 147.5 as a support, and go long. But for the time being, still within this range. See strong resistance here at 147.5. Just really not much to really get excited about. Volume doesn't necessarily imply that there was a significant amount of bulls in the trade today, although they did win the day. It did end up green, closed almost on highs, so that in and of itself is a little bit bullish. They do have that going for them. However, rotation into financials, all that good stuff, a lot of tech being hit. Doesn't look like it's really ready to go ahead and start climbing again. There's many other names that are much stronger to be bullish on in tech than Apple. Those are just my opinions though. Now, anyways, my plan, as I said, resistance here at 147.5. Nothing really for a potential breakdown unless it maybe rolls below this 145.5. May look for a short below that level. Because it did consolidate there to finish out the day, and it may start coming back down if this actually ends up being lower high in relation to this previous spike outside of 147.5. Now, so far, this is really all that I'm going to put on my chart to keep on my mind for the morning. We'll see what happens on the open. Good luck.